And we can just dance the night away until we can no more. Shake all the hurt away so you can feel and forget who you used to be. For just tonight, could you just dance the night away?
Alright, we're back again with this. That video was getting to be almost like 40 minutes long, and why I don't mind that. I'm trying to keep them short so that I don't overdo it. Also, this one may not work. I could do this one. I've not tried this one. Well, let's try that one. Let's see about that one, because this one has an up and a down thing, and this might be able to get us pretty far up there. I'm wondering if I could get it to spin around for me. I never use them. Also, I think it'd be cool if you could take these herbs and pickleize them or something, or put them in a mixture and then reverse them. So for like this one, it has like the S. It'd be cool if you could put it in a jar and then it flips it so the S is facing the other direction. But like, it's expensive. Like, or maybe you have to take this and then salts with it to make it that happen. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, this one turns everything to the right. If you put this in there, it turns whatever the item is you put in there to the right. And same with the moon. And then if it's a void, it will make it shorter. It'll be the same thing, like this one's like really long. It'll be the same shape, just shorter. And then if you end up using this one, it makes it longer, or it makes it like stretch longer, because that's what life does. It makes it last longer. And then this one, if you add it to it, it has a potential that as soon as you get close to it, so it would be like this would be enchanted. If you get close to it, to the end here of where this S is, it will go to it automatically, you know? And it like makes it all like rainbowy color. I think it'd be cool. I want a full-on kitchen. I want a kitchen that I can like enchant with. I want to feel like an actual brewing witch for no other reason than why not? Why not? Why won't you let me have my witch ways? We're gonna... It's a little risky. We're gonna like, maybe we should just go down this way. Should I... He wants effects. Would fire be an effect that he would want? I'm tempted to find out. Because theoretically, they say passion burns brightly. Right? Right? Imagine this just gives you heartburn. Like, that would be like the funniest thing, it just gives you heartburn. It's not an actual like love or passion thing, it's just like, yeah, no, this gives you heartburn. I also kind of think that they should make it to where you can make different types of healing potions. Like, for instance, if someone's ill, right, from food poisoning, it would be cool if you could make a potion that is a healing potion mixed with poison protection in order to heal food poisoning. If it's like something, I also think it'd be really funny if they put an NPC in here, because they always have the NPC talking about, oh well, I gotta go fight the evil wizard, you know? It'd be cool if they had this one where the evil wizard comes in and he asks for mana because he's running out of power fighting all these adventurers. He's like, I need mana. Could you give me something? Another thing could be imbued mana, which is like, instead of it being just mana, it's mana that has elements to it. So if you're like an ice mage or a fire mage, then having mana that specifically fills up that particular aspect of your magic would be kind of cool. You know? I might move that forward a bit. I don't like how some of these like spots are a little awkward. But I guess you could do this. I could go up a little bit. I have a lot of this, so I'm not real worried about using it. It's just that this spot here is a little awkward. There we go. I like it because it makes me think of my retail years. And I'm just like, I remember the stresses and the traumas of constantly being asked of ridiculous nonsense. I think they should also have it to where you have to come in here with coupons, where like an NPC comes in and is like, there was a deal yesterday, and I was told that I could get in on this deal. Where is the, like, why don't you have this sale anymore? And you have to argue with them about how their coupon expired. I had to deal with that trauma. I feel like it should be like something everyone else has to deal with. Let's see. That might do it. I know I should theoretically pull it further along, but I really wanted... Okay, yeah, that just moves it forward more. No, man, flashbacks to my real time. Exactly! I feel like I deserve a little bit of sympathy, just a little bit. Okay, I really wish I didn't have to go out again with this, but I might have to. Okay, I'm not gonna complain too much about this. Okay, cool. There. Okay, cool. So this one worked a lot better since it has that hooked in on it. Now the problem is we're gonna have a problem getting out of here. He wanted it a 3 on that. Because I want to try and get up out of here and head to... Oof. That was really risky on my part, and that was not kosher. I think I aged 30 years with the stress from that alone. I think I need to go like this and not do the hook. We need to go up to the top. I realized that I hooked it and I really shouldn't have. I should have just went down. Should have just went as a straight shot. Straight slingshot out there. There we go. It would also be cool if you gave yourself if you could actually like your character could like pick deals, buy one get one on health potions and stuff. Okay, let's get up this way. Are we gonna get the fuck out of Dodge? I think we're gonna get the fuck out of Dodge. You know what? We're doing this. I was gonna like see if I could inch over there. No, we're just gonna do this. We don't need anything fancy. We just needed to touch. If this guy gets pissed at me because I added fire, I'm losing my shit. I'm probably gonna be fine. We'll be fine. Okay, cool. He had so many demands. He wanted additional effects. He wanted one ingredient. He wanted a strongest potion, and he didn't want wind bloom, which I wasn't really worried with the wind bloom part, but none of the wind bloom lineage would have really helped anyways, because they just go straight up. Alright, get out of my face. Hello, my dear. Wow, you look so beautiful. Look at all that orange. I need a potion I need a potion of youth for my research. Do you sell some? But you look so beautiful as is. If you use it on yourself one more time, you'd be a toddler. I mean, you know what? Now that I think about it, go be a toddler. Being a toddler and being carefree as a toddler and being able to eat dirt without people judging you, really, because what can you say to a toddler, is worth it. I'm sick of being an adult. Hello, my man. I brought some amazing mushrooms today. Want to look? Yeah. Got anything new? I do want these. I've been using them in my growth potions, and I burned through all of mine. There we go. I don't really know how much of this game is left on this before we move up to the next hardness level, because we're now at the 2nd tier. I think there's a tier above this, and I want to do all of the tiers, but I don't know beyond that. I need good glue for an invention. Could you make me some? The potion needs to be weak. Don't ask why. I don't like complicated potions. They shouldn't be any more than 2 ingredients in the ingredients. Okay. what potion was I using for my glue? I used this for my glue. Of course I freaking used that. Of course I used the most obnoxious freaking one. Pardon my French. I don't like the thorny one. It's annoying. It worked, but it was annoying. Like, another thing that could be interesting is that if you put this in a potion and you mix it with another potion, you have to, like, ground it up to a specific point, it makes a long line like this. Like, see, it makes like this, where it makes this loop. If you added this and this together, you, can make, your own potion. You need 2 ingredients, okay. I might be nice to myself and not, like, go crazy with it. But yeah, I think it would be cool in regards to being able to make your custom ropes. Like, say, if you ground these up, and then you put them in with this inside of a jar, then it would make a specialized, like, food that you could use this on. You get the same line from. I don't know. I hope that I didn't go too far with that. Because it's fine. It's not what I was planning, but it might actually be better. Okay, cool. I need this one. I also kind of think it'd be cool if you could measure, like, in teaspoons or something for, like, salts and stuff, because I find sometimes when you're measuring with salts by the naked eye that I overdo it or underdo it, depending on the day of the week, and none of that's fun. Okay, we're gonna do this, but I'm not gonna use all of that. I just want to get around this whale slick. There we go. He just wants a weak one, so I just need to touch it. There we go. If I hear any complaints, I will break fingers. You hear me? He even asked for the devil's number. Oh my gosh. Disrespectful. We are paying for that. You hear me? Evil. He's planning to do something nefarious. Look, and now it's flipped. He's gonna do something nefarious with that glue. He's gonna glue someone's face to their pillow. You know, something petty and ridiculous. That's what it is. Alchemist, I'm a battle mage, and I often need restorative potions after a fight. Do you have anything I could use? Yeah. Mana. I also kind of think it'd be cool if you put mana potions in with any kind of magic spell, it increases its potential strength. So, for instance, this is a T3, but if I put mana in there, it makes it like an extra star to it, you know. I haven't made any progress on my work in the last few days. I've been feeling out of it. How do I go on? You stop whining and you just keep going. That's what I was told in my life, right? That's how it's supposed to be, right? Right? Truth be told, you probably just need a break, man. You need a mental break. Nice little, like, vacation. Nice little soothing. Go kiss your wife and go relax. Tell them you're sick. If they complain, tell it's contagious. And tell them if they continue to get mad and tell you to come to work, tell them you give them a nice can of whoop ass on the side of it. Just for the sake of it, you know? Just do it. I need a potion that boosts the combat stats. Why? It doesn't help. I was just curious. I have this. I always used to love that one as a kid when you hear adults be like, I'll give you a can of whoop ass. It's just like, is there gonna be a fight? It's like two dads in their faces arguing over petty crap. And they're not like actually gonna fight each other, they're just showing off for their kids. I want to be as quick as a turtle. Yes, some turtles are known for their quickness. Okay, a good example. This happened to one of my friends, and it was really funny. She said that she was in the store, and she was watching two dads of her other two friends that was with her fighting over something petty, arguing, whatnot. Their wives were best friends, mind you. These two men acted like they were each other's nemesis all the time, and they were becoming a menace to everybody. Their wives are over by the shopping carts with their kids in there, having conversations and chatting like, "Hello, Stacy, how are you today?" Just best friends as can be. These two men are trying to like spar off with each other, and they're like squaring up like bears. And everyone in town, like us kids, thought they hated each other. And all of the dark adults are like, "No, they love each other." I'm like, "What do you mean? They do nothing but bicker and whine and get mad," and like, because my friend would tell me all the things that they would argue about. It was all petty crap. She goes, I mentioned to his mom one time when they were talking about this, and I said, they must hate each other. She goes, "Oh no, our husbands love each other." And I'm like, "But they argue and bicker all the time, and they honk at each other in public. Like, I'd be sitting in the bus, and I'd see them in their car just blasting the horn at each other, cursing at one another, throwing hands like out the window like they're gonna fight, but they wouldn't like do anything illegal. They just would be obnoxious." And she goes, "Yeah, they're like that in public. They don't want people to know they actually like each other. At home, they like will sit down and watch football together as calm as can be. And they even organize barbecues." I was like, "Wait, you mean those barbecues that my friend tells me about are planned by them?" She goes, "Yeah, it's their idea. You think I'm gonna do it? They're the one barbecuing. They're out there arguing over the barbecue." I'm like, she goes, "They just love each other." And I'm like, that's a weird romance. So I think that that made me think of that whole story. I want a potion that will make me stronger in battle. I want to be even stronger and faster. I want a potion made from one-time ingredient, plain and simple. Okay. Do you want to be faster, or do you want to be stronger? Do one or the other. Yeah, you want to be faster. Well, then just say that, woman. You don't want to be faster, right? You just be faster. You want to be swift. Just say swift. You can do a lot of damage by being swift. Oh man, I know, right? They were. I heard so much from my friend about these men, and I'm like, "I'm so sorry you're related to them." She goes, "I know." She goes, "My dad's weird." I have a bad case of the runs. Anything that you can treat that. Oh yeah, healing. The funny thing is that while we were having this conversation one time when I was talking to her about it, this is a different story. We were talking about this, and I was like, "Man, your dads are weird." And then one of my other friend goes, or another classmate turns around, and he goes, "You think your dad and your uncle are weird? You should just hear what mine do." I'm like, we looked at him just kind of waiting for him to finish. He goes, "They're practically gay for each other." He's like, "If they weren't married, we assumed they were married to each other." And I was like, "What?" And I started giggling. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" My friend just opens her mouth and just looks at him. He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Every time they get together at family games, they immediately start bear hugging each other, and they start tackling each other. They start immediately just going into like fast ramblings." He's like, "These men will say nothing." He's like, "They could go for an entire year saying one-word answers, but as soon as they see each other," he's like, "they're gaggling little girls just talking to each other." He's like, "I swear, they're a bromance." And his wife, his mom, the guy telling the story, goes, his wife, my mom, he goes, she swears up and down that if he wasn't married to her, he'd be married to her brother. And then someone came walking and heard that line, didn't hear the rest of the story, and started singing "Sweet Home Alabama." And then the teacher got onto us because we're all giggling, and the teacher walks in and goes, "What the heck are you guys doing? Sit down. I don't." And then someone goes, they try to all talk at once about it, and the teacher heard "Sweet Alabama." My father would have married my brother-in-law if he wasn't married to my mother, something like that. I was just giggling. He goes, "I don't want to hear. You know what? This is the South, or this is the Midwest. We don't want to hear anything. Just sit down, shut up, open your books." Oh my god, I remember that being such a funny conversation. Because I heard about it later throughout the day. So I'd be staying in the hallway. I heard that story be retold that day 2 times at least that I can remember. And I remember sitting there talking to my friends, and I heard someone in the background behind me talking about it, and they're getting all the the lore behind it mixed up and mismatched and stuff. And I heard it and I started giggling, and my friend looks at me and I'm like, I can't talk about it right now. Well, ask me tomorrow and I'll tell you all about it. And then I walked into the hallway and I was talking to my teacher, and then I heard someone going by and saying, and someone started singing Sweet Home Alabama, and someone's said that their father is in love with their brother-in-law, and they're just having this conversation again, miscommunicating the whole story. And I just started giggling to my teacher. My teacher goes, do I want to know? I'm like, not right now. I'll tell you tomorrow. Because everyone that was in that class knew what happened. But we all kind of had that moment of like, we're not telling anyone what really happened. And the next day the story came out and everyone's like, well, that didn't seem as weird as everyone made out to be. And we're like, well, yeah, that was the fun bit. That's mild. That's how like people in small towns troll each other. They hear the gossip about them and what's going on with them, and instead of saying that's not true, they wait for the lore to get outrageously bullcrappy, and then they're like, okay, Susie didn't jump off a bridge. She fell off a little creek that we pushed her off because we thought it was funny, and she only screamed, no, as as a parody to The Lion King. Like, you know, it's like silly crap like that. That ended up becoming another thing too. We had a story where a girl was quote unquote pushed off a bridge. I was there, witnessed it. It wasn't a pushing off the bridge. Her friends and her were talking, and we were walking down a creek, right? This little path, and there's like this little tiny bridge that like it's almost my friend called it a frog bridge, which is like really, really tiny bridge. It was more like a glorified board over two rocks that people walk. The creek wasn't even like 2-3 inches deep, okay? It wasn't even enough to get your like socks wet outside of splash damage, right? So she was walking across this little thing. Our teacher was just taking us on a nature walk right outside of school so that we could get some fresh air, and we were collecting nature and stuff, and we were doing a project on it, right? That was it. We were in elementary school. Her friends pushed her off the bridge. She fell into the creek after she squealed. She didn't fall into the river or the creek butt first. She just stumbled and caught herself. Her friend caught her by the arm because they were pushing her for joke season. She tripped over the edge of that board and almost went in. So they caught her, right? By the end of the day, rumor had said that they pushed her off off a bridge, a full bridge, into the creek, and she landed on her butt and cried, and her friends bullied her. And I'm like, that's not what happened. Like, I was like, she stumbled, her friend helped her up and grabbed her before she even fell. Because there was 2 bridges on this path that we were taking. One was an actual bridge, and one was that little walk path. And people thought she got pushed off the actual bridge, because the guy who retold the story forgot the word for plank and said bridge instead. Oh yeah, the stories have evolved so fast. It does. And like, we had to argue with it. The girl who had it happen to her, whose name was in the story, had to tell everybody, I did not fall ass first into the creek. And the people were like, but your butt was wet. She goes, I had PE right afterwards. And she goes, and then I fell into the grass butt first. She goes, I also have some grass stains on my face, on my shirt, and on my pants, because she had to change out of her clothes, which is why the lore changed for her being on an actual bridge. You know? She argued with a girl who said, like, oh, well, you weren't there. And then she goes, I was there. I was the victim. And she, like, knew her name and everything, because our class was very close-knitted. And the classmate eventually said, oh, well, you're probably just covering for your friends. And she goes, no. She goes, my friends, she goes, I am the first person that if my friends bullied me, I am pushing them into the creek in vengeance, and then I'm telling everybody. And I was like, yeah, I know Susie well. Her name was not Susie, but I was like, I know Susie well enough to know that that's exactly what would happen. A friend of mine still learning German forgot the word leaf and called them tree feathers. Dude, tree feathers though is really close. And let's be real, that would be like, that you would get it. I kind of like that. That sounds really cool. Oh my gosh. I mean, here's the thing. If you're still friends with that friend, for their birthday gift, you should get them a t-shirt that says tree feathers. Just, everyone understood, but they laughed so hard. Yeah, that's fair. Just saying, you know. I need a potion with increase my endurance. I've heard that evergreen ferns are really bad for you. Don't put any in the potion, no matter what. Okay, fine. Like, as if I'm gonna do that. Don't add more than 2 ingredients. Okay. So you endurance. You don't like Everleaf. I don't think that's that. I don't think I'm using any of that. Oh, it's the muscle one, isn't it? Okay. There you go, my man. Like, I don't use it. Sorry, I went on such a tangent, but I was just remembering our childhood and gossip and how small towns are bored out of their minds. Hello, how are you doing? All good? Need any medicine? Need mushrooms? Pregnancy. Have you ever tried fried eggs with grave truffle? It sounds disgusting. It sounds like dead man's food. It's delicious. It's important for the yolk to be untouched and remain liquidy, with a small sprinkle of salt, pepper, and ground truffle on top. We have to use. You get used to the smell, but once you try it, you'll love it forever. It'd be really cool if they actually made a book on her recipes and just you know, instead of saying you say, oh well, you could use truffle mushroom or you could use this item. You know what I mean? It's just basically a recipe book, but you know, you have each of these replaced with a actual food item. Okay, so I need to sell her some stuff. I need to sell, this. I think I need to sell this too. Yeah, that's why I left it. This needs to go. Oh yeah, we need this gone. I think everything else is fine. Okay, so we need more of those. So we need, 8, 9, 10. That should put us at 12. We don't need more of this. We need... I'm just probably gonna buy all of these that I can. Same with this. We don't need anything on the thing. We definitely need that. I don't know if we need necessarily 12 of those, but it's fine. We don't need any more of this. I'm actually, I messed up. I need that out. I have too much of that, in fact. I need that. I just need 5 of them. Okay, cool. Anything else? Because I have my tree full, I have my mushrooms full. Yeah. We'll do that. We'll haggle for it. And see if I can get the price somewhat lower. There we go. That's not bad. That was very low. Okay, cool. Because I really need to get some of these stuff up and running. I will see you later, my dear. Goodbye. Oh, she's the last customer today. I was not paying attention to how many I had. Okay, cool. Let's get the books. I'm almost done. My goal is to finish out these 3 and see if we get anything new wise and maybe start this. Once I touch that, I'm not gonna go too far into it because it's just basically endless. It's infinite. And I'm like, oh yeah. We do plan to try and play the next hardest level. I think there's one more hard level from this that I'll be doing. And I think there was something else I was gonna do. It kept saying that there was more stuff. I haven't got a chance to look at it. I should look at it by now and see what content. There is one plant that I haven't grown yet in this playthrough. And it's the dragon one. I haven't, the vendor hasn't been selling it, recently, and I need it. There we go, break that. I'm gonna put some stuff on my shelf. I am low on some things, but at least everything's on the shelf, like it's supposed to be. Okay. There we go. There we go. And there. Alright. So, how much do I have until I have another like, oh, I have so little. I'm almost tempted to just go grab, make a potion or something, just so I can grab some of these. Just so I can, like, finish it out. that. We're so close to their level. There we go. Just tipped it off the edge. Nice. I could have made an actual potion on it. But we're not going to worry about it. Okay. Nice. So one more thing down. I don't think I have anything else green-wise. Okay. So we are going to switch games real quick. I'm going to switch to Guild Wars 1.
And we can just dance the night